Hi everyone, this is Sushmita here. We are going to study class 10 chemistry. First chapter is chemical reactions and equations. Now in part 1, I am going to talk about little things which will clear your concept so that we can move forward. Okay. Now, first of all, we should be understanding what is physical change and what is a chemical change and how to differentiate between the two of them. Now when we say ice is converted into water, and when we this is one example, another example will be when the milk is getting converted into curd. In both of the circumstances, the temperature is changed somehow. Now I can say, if this is a physical change, then I must this change should be reversible. So when I say ice melted into water, I can also imagine that if I change the temperature, or if I can lower the temperature somehow, then the water will be converted again to ice. So this is a very practical theory, how the ice is converted to water when temperature is increased, and whenever the temperature is decreased, the water is converting into ice. So this will be a physical change or chemical change. What it would be? The physical change means there are no chemical substances, new substances are formed. No new substances. Okay, so you may be thinking that yes, there is a change of state, but water, ice, steam, they all represent only one particle, that is water, H2O. Okay, so yes, there may be a change of state. It can happen is in a physical change, but there should not be any new substances formed or no new chemical formula introduced, no new chemical compound, right? So now going forward to the second example, where the milk is converted into curd, then if we can possibly change the curd into milk, then it would be a physical change. So can we able to do so? When we try to change the curd into milk, it won't happen so, because the chemical formula for milk is different and the chemical formula for curd is totally different, because it is some kind of acid, whereas the milk is not. So what is happening here? A new product is being formed in form of curd. Okay, it is a new product. That's why whenever I'm discussing these two things we are seeing in our daily lives. So physical change, when there is a new substances is formed, it will lead to a chemical change. So that we should explain it in form of proper manner, which we are going to write in our exams. Okay, so how you are going to write it? So when you are writing, here you will write no new product. Here of course there is a new product. Then you can write in physical change, only change of state may happen. And here there is a change of state and as well as change of molecular arrangement of the compounds. Okay, so that's why new product. Now you can write in third point as it is a reversible process, and chemical change would be irreversible if proper parameters are not associated with it. Practically it is irreversible. Now there is no change of order means a smell, bad smell, good smell, there is no change of order. Okay, so there is no change of there is no precipitate formed, there is no temperature evolved or absorbed. So these are the things you have to introduce in physical change, whereas there is no change. Okay, so there is no new product, that's why these changes are not also applicable. But in chemical change you are going to apply all these things. Then you should give a proper example, just I have given here, just melting of ice, or when we mix sugar with water, or evaporation of water, or rusting of iron is also is a physical change, because whenever we clean it, it will again come back to its normal form. So these are all the physical changes, right? And in chemical changes you can give examples like cooking of food. We cannot change it to raw form, we can never, so that's why it is called irreversible, which cannot be changed. So cooking of food, or milk turning into curd, or digestion of food in our body, respiration will also be taken as a chemical change. Okay, respiration, digestion, everything we are doing inside our body, it is all chemical changes happening. So here we got an idea how physical change and chemical changes are working. Now if I ask you, there is a very predictable question in your classes, maybe in lower classes: melting of wax and burning of wax, determine what kind of change it is. Now when it is melting of wax, then you can also collect it and you can form into new wax form, whatever shape you wanted. So that's why the melting of wax, do not confuse it with burning of wax. Why? Because the both are happening, and it is actually combination of physical as well as chemical. Some of the wax are being burnt, and that is for chemical, and some of the wax are only melted outside, which is like, if this is the candle, you will getting the wax melted like this, but the wax is burnt here, you can never get this, because it is going outside the air and it is mixing with the air. You cannot collect which is already vaporized into the air. That's why melting of wax and burning of wax, these are two different terms. One is physical and burning of wax is chemical always. But whenever we are lighting a candle, both of them are happening simultaneously. So this solves our purpose for melting and burning of wax, where physical and chemical changes are occurring simultaneously. Now let's move over to what are chemical reactions then. See, chemical reaction, whenever we see or notice, it is because of the thing that we are noticing something odd about the thing. Just like that, when I'm saying milk converting into curd, what I'm saying here, there is a different combination or arrangement of atoms in milk, which when converted into curd, the arrangement got disoriented or somehow rearranged. Okay, so now the part where the milk started curdling, the milk will act as a reactant, and the product we will be getting after the chemical reaction will be the product. The curd here is the product and milk here is the reactant. So the chemical reaction actually involves breaking of chemical bonds, the bonds between different compounds. Inside the compounds, they break, so that the reactant molecules rearrange to form products. That's why chemical reaction simply involves rearrangement of atoms. I will say not molecules. It is always a chemical reaction always involves rearrangement of atoms. How? The reactant molecules are broken down and the chemical bond between them is broken down to atoms so that it can be rearranged to form new product. So how we notice that a chemical reaction is happening? So that would be the last thing I will tell here, so that you will be clear about what is a reactant, what is a product, how chemical reaction, we can say the chemical reactions are happening. See, whenever a chemical reaction is happening, there are different things to keep in mind. One, it may be so that that there is a formation of precipitate. Okay, you must be knowing what is a precipitate, otherwise we will discuss in following classes. Or there is any evolution of gas, any kind of gas which can be smelly or non-smelly, it can be anything. Next, change in color, odor. Okay, odor means it says smell. Now it can be happen, change in state also can happen, same as in physical, and change in temperature also can happen, which is leads to two direction. One is exothermic and another will be endothermic. You can see here, exo means heat is going away. Exo means it's going away. Okay, so there is a rise in ambient temperature or surrounding temperature will be increasing. Now in endothermic means the heat is absorbed. Absorbed means by the reaction itself the heat is absorbed. That's why there will be decrease in atmospheric temperature. Surrounding the chemical reaction, the decrease in temperature, so we will feel a little cooler here in endothermic. In exothermic, we will be feeling hotter. That's why I am writing in red color. See, so in if there is a change in temperature, we can emphasize on the point how to see it or how to write it. The next part would be how to write the chemical reaction. What is the need of writing a chemical reaction in the form of equation? For today, this would be it. If there are any questions or doubt, please feel free to ask. Take care. Have a good day.